Now, SASSA distributes 1.9 million social grants in the Eastern Cape, and the first 2 days have seen thousands of elderly people congregate at various pay points across that province. Our politics editor, Ngalwa, is in King Williamstown, one of the hotspots, and joins us now. Sbu, good morning to you. We've heard of the many glitches in the system, the minister apologizing for such scenarios. You're in the Eastern Cape. What is the situation on the ground there?
That's right, Mpho, because yesterday was the first day of grants being paid out by SASSA. We saw thousands of elderly people and the disabled gathering at the various pay points across the province, trying to get their grants. I mean, the situation was so dire that some are saying that they arrived at the pay points at 5 in the morning, but unfortunately at 5 in the evening, those pay points had to be closed and they have to come back today. But it looks like today is a better day. I mean, we speak about 1.9 million social grants that are paid out in the entire Eastern Cape, and the rand value of that being 3.5 billion. But as I said, King Williamstown Services is a center which services a lot of villages that are around here, and this is one of the most popular places where you have people come and receive their grants. We do have a line here of elderly people, but it looks like it's manageable. They're keeping their social distancing. It's a line that goes all the way around the building, but we know that SASSA, the South African Social Security Agency, is the one that distributes social grants on behalf of the government. And now we are joined by the head of SASSA in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Bandile Maqetuka, to talk to us about how the work that they've been doing over the past 2 days. Mr. Maqetuka, today looks much better than yesterday. What did you do today that didn't happen yesterday?
Yesterday we had a challenge around the social distancing precautionary measures. But today we have deployed more staff members to manage the queues. We have also ensured that post office opens early so that people can be serviced with dignity. As I'm talking to you now, we have already paid more than 30 people in this post office, and our staff members are working with security agencies, are working with volunteers from the community development workers. Everybody is here to provide support to SASSA, because this is not only a SASSA challenge, it's a societal challenge. Therefore, we need to work in an integrated manner with all government stakeholders to ensure that we render a quality service to our people. Remember, we're a current government. They have a responsibility to look after the elderly, people with disabilities. I can assure you, today, everybody is happy. There are no problems at all. Post office systems are up and running, and we also have ATMs around King Williamstown. I have also deployed a huge number of SASSA officials.
Now talking of ATMs, there were issues yesterday in some areas about shortage of money. What have you done in that regard? But also around malls, large numbers of people congregating in malls and waiting for the malls to open. What have you done in that regard to make sure that we do not see a repeat of what we saw yesterday?
Yesterday afternoon, we had a meeting with the retail sector. We had a meeting with the banking sector. They have restocked all the ATMs in King Williamstown, and our customer care officials are manning all those ATMs, are assisting the elderly. Remember, our elderly people, they don't have the confidence to operate ATMs without any assistance. Hence, we have deployed a huge number of people to assist our elderly people.
There's also now the millions of people that are going to come into the system that are going to get what I would call the basic income grant of 350, and I'm sure that number is much larger than the current recipients of social grants. With that, do you have a plan in place, and what is that plan? Can you share it with us?
We're working very hard as SASSA around that issue. Remember, people will be applying through a WhatsApp number. People will be using multiple channels to access that type of a grant. For instance, the issue of emails, the issue of messaging. Therefore, we're working with various stakeholders. We're working with traditional authorities. We're working with CDWs. We're working with social development in the province. We're also working with NDA. And our minister has given us a clear directive on how to go about to ensure that we bring everybody on board to assist the unemployed people of our country.
Right, thank you very much. That is the head of SASSA in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Bandile Makletuka, talking about their plans and what they have done today. But as I said to you, Mpo, today it looks like it's a better day than yesterday, and it may well be that most of those that had come out yesterday did get their pensions, but I think that this is an ongoing problem because the issue of poverty is a very big problem here in the Eastern Cape, Mpo.
We're looking at the way that the queue is moving. It seems to be stationary for quite a while. What are you observing in terms of how the elderly people are being treated this morning and the pace of the queue?
Look, the queue, Mpo, is moving, and actually what they have done since I got here, which problem was probably happening even before I got here, is that the elderly people, they are actually prioritizing those who are older. I've heard one of the managers call out to those who are 75 years and older to actually move to the front of the queue, and also those that are frail or are disabled, they are also being prioritized and being put ahead of the entire queue. But as I said, boy, it looks like today is a much better day than yesterday. The queues are moving. And the centers also around here, I was in Tanzania earlier and East London, and it looks like the malls also have opened earlier than usual, which actually alleviates a lot of problems for the poor.